Hello and welcome back to City Skylines. I'm going to be starting my Let's Play video series in just a couple minutes actually, but I wanted to demonstrate and answer some questions that's been asked on my roundabout video that I really forgot my rationale behind one of them, and I need to be in the actual game using the infinite money and all unlocked cheat or mod in order to demonstrate it properly, because inside the editor the grid makes things a little harder to understand. The first question was why I used two-lane roads instead of on-ramp connections, and I'd actually forgotten why. And in reality, the way the game does pathing, it would technically be more efficient to have your roundabout using a off-ramp type connection. However, there are some issues with that. You notice you don't get the there's no snap at all, and there's no guidelines to help you plan out a perfect circle, and so you have to be really on the ball with getting things as equidistant as possible and try to make a even circle, which is really, I'm sure there are people who can do it. I'm not one of them. And so that comes out a little bit lumpy. Still actually quite usable now that I think of it. It's not that big of a deal. But this is another option for creating your roundabouts. It's just for your highway interchanges. It's just going to be a little more difficult to plan out a perfect circle if you're a perfectionist. But this is actually more efficient because on the two-lane, the AI will actually not use the inner lane at all. They are going to path to where they want to go and get in the correct lane right off. And plus, off-ramps do have a higher drive speed. But if you're going to do it with two-lane roads, it's a lot easier to plan out a more perfect circle. However, which that actually leads to the next question is how do you get the guidelines to appear? The guidelines, these little bars that pop up, those are dependent on you using a road that can be zoned along, such as a two-lane, one-way. We'll just use fill here. So there's that. Two-lane road, or a two-lane two-way. Just pretty much anything in the road section that can have zoning along it is going to get the guidelines to help you plan out these circles. Highways, however, like these off-ramps, these cannot be zoned along at all, and the guidelines are actually just zone indicators, and they're useful for helping you plan out geometric curves, but they're also useful if you're going to go ahead and do a grid pattern. Wrong road. There we go. If you're going to do a grid, it makes planning your squares a lot easier. That is the perfect distribution for something like that. And by using the grid square, you can make grids of varying sizes and lengths. But what I'm basically trying to get to is those guidelines are not necessarily for road planning. They're more just to show you where the zoning areas are going to be, and you can abuse that to help you plan a road. I'm probably going to try to use my one-way or my off-ramp planning for roundabout interchanges from now on, because you can make them a lot more compact, and as one of my commenters pointed out, the speed is much higher, which makes them more efficient from a traffic flow perspective. So I hope I explained some of that decently well. I'm going to do my whole Let's Play video series, so hopefully that'll kind of get explained as I play along. So stay tuned, and I'm going to have that one up today, I promise.